Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the best damn professional wrestling podcast on the planet. I am, of course, one of your three hosts himself, Mr. Perfection, the gift of this generation. Oh, I fucked up my own intro. Let's rewind that like it didn't happen. Mr. Oh my gosh, God's greatest creation, the gift of this generation, Mr. Perfection himself, Dakota Carter. And I'm sitting here once again with my guy in the chair, the Ned to my Spider Man, the Peacemaker to my Vigilante, the Frank Castle to my Matt Murdock, Mr. Magic Fingers himself. Now, I have to address an elephant in the room. There was no episode last week. I want to tell y'all why for a second because I was irritated. I didn't have internet for 2 fucking days. 2 days. And then it went out again, and I had to call them. Now, you're an IT guy, so you might understand. I didn't know you had to clear your modem's memory. I had no idea that
After
was a
some time,
thing.
yeah, that's a possibility of something to do.
Yeah. So I called them. I was like, it keeps going out, and it went out again. So I called them, and luckily it didn't kick out my phone. It was just the internet because when our internet and phone is connected. So when our internet's out, our house phone's out, and then when our internet's out, we don't get no service. We live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Right.
So nobody could get a hold of me. You know, my dad got a hold of me. I made sure he did, but like my friends were freaking. Are you dead? No, I just didn't have internet for 2 days. It got so bad that that guy Nathan Lusk was like, dude, and I figured, because mom and dad, our whole service, everybody that had Armstrong or everybody in our holler did not have internet, all the way to Garrett's Fork. If
Mm.
you live in West Virginia in this area, you know where I'm talking about. Nate, it got so bad, he was like, dude, if I didn't hear from you in like a couple hours, I was gonna come down there and check on you, like, um, because I'm very engaged with my friends, very engaged with conversations. So that's why there was no episode last week. I do apologize. It was out of my control. I could not do anything about it. But
Sometimes shit happens.
yeah, sometimes shit happens. Drew, y'all had a storm, man. How's the fallout from the storm going before we jump into our week of
Well, um, we had what they call a microburst that
Mhm.
hit through town during a thunderstorm, and we had streaks of lightning that was hitting trees, hitting power lines, causing things to catch on fire. Um, Kids are out of school for a few days due to the build damage of the building, which I sent you pictures.
Damn.
Um, and then they
Yeah, I
also
saw that.
saw that where the elementary school has a massive brick um, sign out there that says, "Hey, welcome to the school. Here's our, upcoming events." They have on the little, message screen on the bottom. And that thing was just knocked over like it was a Lego set. But there was no tree, no nothing around it that
Hmm.
would explain why it got knocked over, how it got knocked over. It looks like some major gust of wind or somebody just pushed over some Legos. And there's like broken bricks all around it that looks like Legos. That's the best
Hmm.
way I can describe it. But every building had some sort of damage to the ceiling, and so they closed the school Friday, and they're likely going to be closing schools over the next few days while they are trying to get all that resolved. So luckily, nobody got hurt,
Yeah,
but
luckily.
not gonna lie, kind of made the pucker factor kick in.
Yeah.
We lost power. We left the house to go to my father-in-law's house where we were staying during the housing reconstruction.
Hmm.
Anyways, um, but we went out there for dinner, and while there, he was starting to lose power, or flicker with
Hmm.
power because of the way the wind was going. And that one made me start to wonder. There's a lot of very tall trees around here. I've
Hmm.
got bad experience with trees falling in houses that I'm staying in the first place.
Hmm.
So it was fingers crossed that nothing happened, but luckily we were good to go. And
Yeah.
yeah, we just spent the night over there, and power was restored the next morning.
Nice. All right, man. So let's jump into what everybody's here to talk about, and that's our week in wrestling. I'll let you take it over. Give me your thoughts on Monday Night Raw. I caught the highlights of this, of course, because I did not have internet uh either on Monday. It's been all over the place, which is wild to me because they usually do very well. So give me your big takeaways because I got one big takeaway from
Well,
this episode.
the women's championship portion
Hmm.
is going to end up being a triple threat with Liv Morgan, Stephanie McCare, and Becky.
Yes.
I mean, that's just kind of a understatement.
Yeah.
You know, I love the passion and fire that Javon Evans came out with
Yeah.
in his match against Big Head or Big Dunno. And
Big head.
I mean, no, he the oh, what's it called? The Glasgow Kiss. McDonough did that to Evans, and Corey Graves had me in tears at that point, man, because it sounded like he said he just hit him with a weapon of mass destruction. It was hilarious.
Yeah,
Um, but no, I'm interested in seeing how this whole number one contenders tournament is going to finish. Because it was basically Ray Phoenix taking on the Mexican Gold Power Ranger.
Mhm.
That costume was awesome. I loved it. Uh, Sol Ruka defeated Lyra Valkyria. That was I wouldn't say it's a bathroom break match,
It is.
but
Let's just call what it is.
I can't because I'm actually interested to see where they take Lyra from here.
They need to
And
take
with
her all
this
the way to that
loss,
women's championship.
well, with this loss, I'm wondering how it's going to go with her persona. So I'm just curious on that. I love the
That
fact
women's
that
division is
Heyman
hurting.
Heyman broke up Oba versus Braun because I really thought that was going to
Yeah,
be a
that's my big
nose
takeaway.
nose confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
And his whole, if you continue your BS with this, you no longer have a relationship with me
Yeah.
stipulation is interesting. Dragon Lee advanced, defeating Dr. Wagner Jr. One of my biggest things about Raw though
Mm-hmm.
was two things actually. One, Chad Gable had one hell of a match with Rey Mysterio. It
Yes,
was
Rey
an amazing
Mysterio.
match,
Good grief.
but the crowd seemed like they were turning on Chad because Mysterio wasn't winning the match, and he was getting booed like crazy, which he's not the bad guy, but yet the crowd was turning on him, which I find very
I,
interesting to see how that gets taken.
I have an explanation for that. Um, at least from a fan's perspective, we're all fans. We might get on the internet and talk about it, and this might be a business, but we're all fans at the end of the
Yeah.
day. From my perspective, seeing Rey Mysterio move like that, it took me right back to 2011.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I love Chad Gable, but I wanted Rey Mysterio to win that match so bad because I know that I only have a few more 619s left,
Right.
and I
No,
only
I'm
have a
right there
few
with you there.
more West Coast pops left.
If
So
the
I feel
title
like,
wasn't on the line, I would have said yes, let Ray win that match.
yeah.
But with the title being on the line
Hmm.
and Chad not having that belt very long, I
Hmm.
didn't I didn't want to see Ray win that match because I want to see him bring glory to that belt the same way the US title used to be.
Yeah. Or the same way that Ziggler and Miz brought back,
Yes. Yes.
the
Yes. Where
integrity of that
having
belt.
the Intercontinental Championship meant something.
Yes. And not
Uh,
saying that when Penta had it, it meant nothing.
no, no,
I'm
no,
not
no
saying
disrespect to him at all. No disrespect to him at all. But I'm interested in seeing next week's Raw because it's supposed to be Penta versus La Parka.
that's going to be
And
fun.
Booker T said something amazing on WWE Radio. He said, I faced La Parka many years ago. That man still moves well. I'm like,
La Parka's dead. The original La Parka
yeah,
died.
yeah, yeah. And I like what he did there. It made me laugh. I was just like, uh, thanks, Booker T. Only he could have got away with that.
Yeah,
Only he
only
could.
him. Only him. Um, so you said you were interested to see how this number one contender tournament will play out. You're talking about the Roman number
Yes.
one contender tournament. I think this is a brilliant idea.
Oh, I agree.
I do. Not saying that AAA needs the star power for Roman, but it's not happening like on a Triple Mania or anything. It's happening the day after Triple Mania, which I'm really excited for. First ever
Yes.
2-night Triple Mania. Really excited for that.
One's in Mexico, one's in Vegas, right?
Yes, sir. And here's the thing: I can already tell you how this tournament's going to end. We're getting Ray Phoenix versus Penta in that final, and then Penta's going to go on to fight Roman Reigns. And I've been begging for that match. It's a dream match of mine personally because I'm a
Yep.
big Penta guy. I've been loving Penta since he killed Chelsea Green. Um, so I'm very excited to see that. I don't think Penta wins the belt. I know,
No.
there's some people online saying, "Oh, Penta's
But
gonna."
he'll lose the match, but he won't look weak. He won't.
No,
He'll look strong the entire time.
he'll get all of his. The only thing that I'm concerned about, and this is just me as a guy because I'm going back to wrestling school soon. Uh, Fun fact, guys, I finally got approved for Social Security. I haven't told you guys that yet. So your boy will have money coming in. There will be Don't worry, I'm not going to blow through it like everybody thinks I'm going to, but there will be an increase in quality and content. There will be increase in equipment. I'm going to save money, but also dip money into the things I love. I've already talked to my dad about it. He said, "Son, that's your money. If you have things you want, you have the ability to go. I have this money. Let me just buy it." Uh, and Sony, by the way, fuck you, because now I'm gonna have to buy a new PlayStation. They released limited edition PlayStations for Wolverine, and I can't get the covers for my console because they're just slim. So now I'm gonna have to go out and spend $600 on a brand new console that I don't really need, but I want it. um, but
Give it time, you get on Amazon half the price.
well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like they
I
they got me. They got me.
I know.
Got me good. But I'm sorry, what was I talking about?
Talking about the number one contendership and
Okay.
how Penta.
The only thing I'm concerned about, I have never seen Roman Reigns take a Canadian destroyer or a Mexican destroyer in his career. Can he do that?
Find out.
I hope.
I'm honestly, I would be. I'm not saying so. Don't even get started on your BS. I'm not going to acknowledge him. So let's just get that out of the way.
I
That's the only way
acknowledge
I'm acknowledging the man. So let's get that there.
it will happen one day.
No, I will be impressed if he does not have the bloodline help him in this defense. Now he hasn't in the last few, and I'll give
He
him
hasn't
credit for
since he
that.
won the belt.
But he's going to be facing luchadors, which he has not done in this style ever that I can recall.
No, I mean he's fought Rey
So,
Mysterio, but not like a
but
modern day lucha.
yeah, not he fought Ray when Ray was more over than Roman. Now it's the other way around.
Yeah,
So I'm really interested to see if he's going to need backup slash bloodline rules to get himself through this.
I don't think he's going to, because I think this whole point of this reign is to show that Roman can do it on his own. Does he have his family in the back pocket? Yeah, you know, but he don't
He
need them.
might not have a few more members after Monday night,
Yeah, yeah, that's
which let's go ahead and get to that because
yeah. Go ahead. Let's get to the
um, you know, Tweedledee and Tweedledum came out there and made sure that Jacob, or not Jacob, but Solo made himself down to the ring. And I say that because I would love to know what the Tweedles were on when they came out there because they were full of more than just yeet energy. It was they had to have something else going
maybe some Hennessy. You know what I'm saying?
on. Something.
Never
Maybe him
know.
and Cody were hanging out in the back or whatever. I'm not sure.
Had a
But
few libations on the bus again. Yeah.
yeah, but LA Knight came out because he was trying to save his friend. They did the whole thing, same thing they did with Sammy. If you're going to be part of the bloodline, you got to get rid of your buddy. So he had to attack Kevin Owens. Well, they made it to where Solo was supposed to attack LA Knight. And
Mm-hmm.
instead of attacking LA Knight, he attacked
Like
Roman.
Roman, what a moment, by the
It,
way.
it really was. I was not expecting that. And I'm happy to say I was surprised. Um, the other part that was truly surprising was Fatu stayed in the corner. He did not move.
Yeah.
And even when it was all said and done, he just gets out of the ring and leaves. He never moved. I'm interested to see how the retaliation from Roman is going to be Monday night for that.
Yeah. Um, my thing is though, the way I look at that is Roman always tells him, like, hey, I don't need help. So he also told him to stay the fuck away from
Yeah,
LA Knight.
yeah.
So
He
what
did
if,
exactly what he was told.
yeah, what
But
if,
is he going to have to be reminded, hey, you told me to stay still. So I did what you said.
yeah, that's going to be interesting, but that's the way I looked at it. Maybe it's because Roman said, don't get involved in this. And Jacob said, okay, Tribal Chief, just let me know and I'll rip his head off and shit down his neck.
Yep.
By the way, Jacob Fatu is still one of my favorite things going. I think what they are doing with him, I know everybody's getting tired of the whole Samoan bloodline, and I understand it. I'm a big bloodline guy. So I understand the frustration with people, and I understand that, we don't need no more Samoans. We'll get to that here in a second because fucking finally, I'll talk about it in a second. Um, but Jacob Fatu, if he is not the world champion within the next 2 years, I'll be surprised.
Yeah.
That dude, and I hate to bring him up because we'll talk about him in a second because he has a son that just showed up that I really want to talk about. He reminds me a lot of Umaga. And I
Yeah.
have said and I will die on this hill. The two best members of the bloodline is not Roman Reigns. It's not The Rock. It is Yokozuna and Eddie Fatu Umaga. Umaga is my favorite member of the bloodline of all time. I think him, you got to think about what he did. A lot of people don't give him enough credit. He took a golden era gimmick
Yeah.
and made it work in 2000 fucking 7
Yeah.
and all the way up to 2009. It was still
Yeah.
working in 2009. That's ridiculous. It shouldn't have worked, but it did.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, see, and I agree with you, but I don't at the same time. Not to take anything away from Yokozuna,
mhm.
all right? But I have to throw Haku up there instead of Yokozuna. I have to swap that, switch them out.
I would throw Haku up there. I like Haku.
Because
I'm
he's a
scared of
scary
Haku.
son of a bitch.
I'm still Haku. I could probably sneeze on him and he'd fall over, but I'm still terrified of the man.
Yeah. No,
Like,
you'll still shit yourself if he moves in a certain way at some point.
yeah.
Because he's
The only
gonna
reason,
scare you no matter what. Because that man was unhinged and still unhinged.
yeah, the only reason that I don't give him the credit is because he wasn't really um used enough. You see
No.
what I'm saying? Like, and not saying that he's not talented. There's a lot of people in the bloodline that weren't used enough. There's a lot
Yeah.
of people, you know, that just weren't. Umaga falls under that category, but he had that main event push with Cena, and then he had that incredible feud with Jeff Hardy that led to the swan time off the semi truck.
Yep.
So that's the only reason that I give Yokozuna that credit because Yokozuna was the first member of his family to be WWE champion. A lot of people don't know that. Um,
They just used him in a poor way. He wasn't.
They did. They
Yeah,
did.
he is.
They killed his push at WrestleMania 9.
Yeah.
He should have walked out of WrestleMania 9 with the championship. He was so athletic, so gifted,
And for his size, that was
yeah,
crazy to be that athletic.
so talented. There's a lot of people that don't get a credit just in the business.
Right.
But Haku, he's back on TV. I love it. I think as a
It cracked me up last night.
as a God fan, I will say this: I'm upset that the real God is no longer there. Um, but they're trying something here. And to me, it's not my Gorillas of Destiny, but it's WWE's Gorilla of Destiny. And I appreciate it because they fumbled the bag with the original God.
Yes.
If you guys didn't watch New Japan and you don't know about Gorillas of Destiny and New Japan, when the Bullet Club was first formed, those motherfuckers took over the world. So I was so excited that tag division. That's a conversation for another day. But yeah, I like what they're doing there. But I'm gonna jump over to NXT real quick. I know Drew didn't get a chance to watch it. I'm gonna jump back the previous week where we didn't do an episode. I'm only gonna talk about one thing from these two episodes, and that is finally, for the love of fucking Christ and all that is holy, my dog, my main one, the real main one, Zilla Fatu, shows up 2 weeks ago now and interrupts that main event. And when I tell you, I didn't watch it, and I was so pissed because I normally don't watch it because why would I think Zilla Fatu, a guy of his caliber, who,
Right.
like or not, Drew, he is one of the best in the business right now. He might, people say, oh, he's only there because of his family name. No, Zilla Fatu worked just like Jacob Fatu worked. Um, Zilla Fatu was in a gang at 14. He had no business being there, just like Jacob, and he worked his ass off to get there. So I'm very excited about that. Of course, it was announced this week that at Heatwave, which is going on the same day as All In, y'all motherfuckers are desperate. I'll tell you that right now. And I know somebody from WWE is eventually going to see this episode.
It's
Stop,
gonna be on early as can be.
stop being desperate, please. Look, I don't want to say this because I know somebody's going to watch it, but fuck it. Stop treating us like that there's other companies that don't exist. You know that you cannot beat AEW's biggest show of the year. You know that.
You're not beating their version of WrestleMania.
No, no. I wouldn't care if you had WrestleMania on the same day. You're
Yeah.
not beating All In,
Yeah,
especially
that's not happening.
with the card they got.
No.
Stop trying to compete with AEW. Yes, relatively, you guys can beat them in terms of ratings, in terms of star power right now. But in terms of quality, stop it because it makes me angry. I love WWE. I will forever love WWE because it's what I grew up on. I will never, stop watching them or I can talk bad about them because I'm frustrated, but I won't stop watching them, no
Yeah,
matter how bad it gets. I
nothing
did
wrong
stop
with
watching in
production.
2017 because that wasn't wrestling. That was dog shit in 2017. But we're not going to talk about it.
Right.
Stop trying to compete. They have two shows on the same day as All In. They have
Yep.
a AAA show and fucking
Back to back.
yeah, they have AAA. They have and Heat Wave. Heat Wave is coming on at 3 p.m. So I will definitely be watching Heat Wave on my phone, but only because of that main event.
Well, and it's weird because you're All In starts at noon Central Time
Yep, 1
because they're
p.m.
in London. I don't care if there's a Chiefs preseason game on that day,
There ain't nothing happening. I don't watch
if
preseason.
there's a Royals baseball game on that day.
That takes priority.
I might actually consider missing something that my kids are supposed to be doing that day
Yeah, that's how.
to show how much of importance this is.
So the funny thing that you just said that my brother, I will be an uncle on Monday morning. He's having his first child, and
Right.
I asked him. So the funny thing was the original due date. And I know babies are supposed to be, and we already asked some questions. Everything's fine with little man. He's good. Baby Oos is
Good.
still okay. But the original due date was September 14th. And then they just said, well, he's ready to come. Like, he's ready to make his debut.
Thank you.
So, him having the ability to, sorry, to, potentially fuck with that. I asked him, when the original due date was, and he goes, oh, it's the 14th. Now, let me tell y'all something. I love my little nephew. He ain't even here yet, and I'll walk through a wall for him. Uh, but I asked him that because Marvel's Wolverine comes out on September 15th. I wouldn't have been in that hospital. Y'all could have FaceTimed me, but I wouldn't have been in that hospital.
Right.
And same thing for All In. Because I asked him, I was like, when is it happening? He's like, Sunday. And I was like, this Sunday, right? And he's like, yeah, yeah. I was like, oh God, thank God you said this Sunday and not next Sunday. Because I'd have been on FaceTime. Not to
Right.
be an asshole, but we've been waiting on this all year. We've been waiting on
Yep.
this since Texas last year. Since the
And the
moment.
best part is this little man, when he gets a little bit older, he will
Mhm.
fully understand
Yeah.
why.
That is the part that I'm looking forward to the most. I don't really have the closest relationship to my middle brother. I'm more closer to my older brother.
Right.
Um, but it's going to be no negotiable. My nephew will exactly know the business of professional wrestling and why
Yeah.
his uncle loves it so much, and he will be obsessed with it. And he will understand that, you know, there you're bringing up very good memories for me. I remember one time I forgot what pay-per-view it was, but it was a weird one because they had it on a weekday and it was really early in the day. I can't remember what it was. It was like in 2008 or something. I can't remember. I had school that day. I can't remember. It might be I don't know. It was something weird. It might have been like a special cable event or something. I can't remember. Um, but my dad let me stay home from school that day, and we had like end of the year like tests to do. And I was like, man, I don't want to miss this show. And this is how cool my dad is. He's like, all right, you got makeup days, right? I was like, yeah. And he uh he let me stay home. Um, so Dad, you fed my addiction there for a while. But yeah, like Drew said, he said I might even consider missing something my kids are doing that day. This is how important this day is to us.
That's what that was. Yeah. It was Taboo Tuesday.
Taboo Tuesday. It's exactly what it was. Um, it was like really early in the day, but he let me stay home. And when because
Yeah.
Drew is one of the best, other than my dad, one of the best fathers I've ever seen. He's always at his kids' school events, always at doing the dad things that a dad should do. And when he says I might even consider missing something my kids got going on that day, that that carries weight. Now it might put him in the doghouse with the misses a little bit, but
Hey, you know what? I even got put in a doghouse somewhat Wednesday this past Wednesday night because I told I told my oldest, "Hey, I'm going in the other room. I'm gonna watch wrestling."
mhm.
She was saying, "Just I'm in that kind of mood. She said, getting to be that moody preteen. She was saying, hey, just leave me alone. I want to be some alone time. She fussed at me later that night, not telling her AEW was on TV. I said,
Well,
child, it's Wednesday night. I am watching wrestling.
you should know what happens on Wednesdays now.
But yeah,
You
now
literally
that she's
went to
been bitten
Collision.
by the bug, and we went to Collision to go see it on Saturday night. But I guess she forgot what day of the week it was with school starting and new things happening. But
Yeah,
she was very upset with me.
yeah. And when she
But
gets
it
bit by
made me
that
laugh
bug,
though because she came in last night when I was watching SmackDown. Because with the way I watch, if it's on a night for baseball or another sport, got that beautiful thing called multi screens going on.
yep.
So I'm watching Royals baseball as well as WWE, but she could hear SmackDown. She was like, "Oh, you're watching AD? Oh, you're watching SmackDown. All right, never mind." I was like, "Wow." Even my kid
That's
knows.
that's depressing. But yeah, man, I'm excited about the future for Zilla. I think Zilla is one of the most kindest. So I've never met him. Um,
I love the potential war he's going to have with Grayson Waller.
oh my God. Speaking of
Because this
Grayson
new
Waller,
attitude from Grayson
good
Waller, he
God.
even there was that live event last week where he backstage went after Punk. And
And I
Punk
tell
thought this
you
was
what,
just some BS at first. He's like, "Oh, we're really doing this?
yeah, we're
Okay, fine, let's go." I'm like, "Oh, this is
yeah,
awesome."
you could tell that they didn't tell, and obviously it was scripted. Like you're not gonna walk up to a veteran like that. I don't care if you've been in the company for
No,
30 years.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
not
but
gonna walk
still,
up
it
to a
was
veteran like that and say some shit like
the
that.
way Punk reacted
Yeah,
was like, "Oh,
because
we're
they
doing
didn't tell
this?
him that we
Okay."
were shooting.
Yeah, he's like, "All
You
right, we're
know,
doing
we're
this.
not.
Light
Yeah,
switch. Let's go." I'm like,
and
"Yes."
I will give Grayson Waller credit. There's not
Yes.
many people that can hold their own in terms of conversation or on the microphone with CM Punk, but
Yep.
Grayson Waller held his fucking own.
Yes, he did.
And
I
man,
will give him that.
it was so great. I watched his interview with Chris Van Vliet a few months ago, and he gives a fuck about this business. He might be
Oh,
one of the
yes.
biggest assholes in the world, but literally when he was talking about wrestling, he was tearing up.
Yep.
He loves this shit. He was a high school teacher um, before getting into the business. And he said, I hated my job every day. I knew what I wanted to do. And I resonated with that because I love doing this podcast. But, until the Social Security situation got figured out, um, my dream was like right here. And now it's actually possible. You
Yeah.
boys gonna yoke up. I'm gonna look like an absolute beast. Now I won't be doing in ring stuff. I probably could. Um, but there's not many trainers that would look at me and go, "Yeah, let's do it." Not saying that my body couldn't handle it. I think it could. I would just have to figure out different ways to do shit. Um, and a lot of trainers aren't patient with that type of thing. I've noticed. My old trainer, who I love you to death, but you didn't even let me. I asked you. I signed a waiver. I said, "Can I take one bump, just one, just to know what it feels like?" Oh no, 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 fuck you. I love you, but fuck you. Um, I can do stuff. I want to do spots. I have spots in my head planned. Um,
Right.
but when because I'm obsessed with this business. I don't think people understand how obsessed I am. My mind is running constantly about ideas and about spots and the way that this could work with this. And my dream is that much closer. So, for me, I'm excited about that and going back into that. Um, so it resonated with me when he said I hated my job because I hate just sitting here. I want to work. It's just my body's physically not able to work a
Right.
regular 9 to 5. And so I would sit here and just wait for the check to be approved or whatever. And it was miserable for a while. And now I'm a lot more happier. Finn helped me out with that too. I had a lot of shit going on in my life. But the one thing I will say before we move on to Dynamite is wrestling has saved my life before, but it did it again. And I am forever grateful and forever in debt to this business because
Yep.
with the help of my dog and everybody around me, wrestling, no matter what I got going on in my life, if fiance leaves me, if a parent dies, if something happens in my life, the one thing that will never walk out on me is professional wrestling. So I'm very grateful, very excited to see my boy, my main one, Zilla Fatu, um, up there. Hopefully they use him properly. I hope he's not in NXT too long. I don't think he needs to be in NXT. The dude is
Depends on how the storyline goes on the main
he,
card.
he is a beast. He's just like Jacob. He picked it up and it was like second nature. But let's move to Dynamite because man, See, Drew's got all this fancy stuff, got something to hold his, sitting there
Sorry,
having.
one
I'm gonna
second.
have a tripod so that way when no, you're good. I'm gonna have a tripod like right here. I'm gonna put my phone on it. Check my
All right,
Snapchat.
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, wrong one.
Okay. All right, so
They're playing country roads in Florida right now. That's crazy.
Dynamite Wednesday night. You got 10 days before All in London. And oh boy. So they started off with the trios match between Will Ospreay and the United Empire versus the Don Callis family of Brian Cage, Rocky Romero, and Lance Archer.
My boys are back
And
together again.
honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, it wasn't that great of a match.
Bullshit.
It when it comes to Will Ospreay, I was expecting more.
Oh,
And if he was bringing his fellas from across the pond and make a big thing where he's pissed off the Death Riders, he's pissed off the Don Callis family, he's pissed off Omega and the Elite. He's on his own. I was expecting a whole lot more this past Wednesday night out of that match, and I was not expecting to start the night. But
but
I, as much of an Osprey fan as I am, I thought there was going to be more to that match.
well, more to that match happened later on in the show.
I hadn't gotten to that yet.
Here's the
I'm
thing,
just
though.
saying that original match, I was expecting a whole lot more. I was expecting the end of the night to happen then, and
You
then some
know,
payback to happen during the other trios match, and then continue that story build. But nothing happened at the beginning.
well, no, because it wasn't needed. And I'll tell you why. Is because these two, you don't need to have all this brawling. It. Don't pull the WWE card where they all come out there and they fight each other.
No, no, no,
You
no,
don't need
definitely
that
don't do
with this story. Because these two are connected to each other for the rest of their lives.
that.
It doesn't matter. They are the Brett and Sean of AEW. I said that out loud and I mean it. Um,
Brett and Sean. I don't
tell
know
me
if I
I'm
can go that route, but I see your point. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll see your point. I just can't go that route.
they are the Brett and Sean of AEW. You have one guy who's fantastic. You have another guy who's fantastic. You have another guy, Shawn Michaels, regardless of what we say, was always trying to prove himself against Bret Hart.
Oh
Always.
yeah, yeah.
What is Will Ospreay doing? Always trying to prove himself against Kenny Omega. Always. The big story going into this is I have to beat you because everybody told me when I beat you at Forbidden Door this past year that I needed Don Callis' help. These two are spitting images of Brett and Sean. Now, in ring style, they're more like both like Sean, but in terms of the story, in terms of Spider-Man to Green Goblin, those two, because Will is always trying to prove that he's on Kenny's level, which we already know he's on Kenny's level. But storyline wise, he's always trying to prove himself that I've outgrown you.
Yeah, I,
I
I, I can give you that. I just comparing them to that. I mean, I
This will
would,
be a feud that my kids talk about. I
yeah,
wholeheartedly believe that. And it's the same thing with Sean and Brett. That's why I compare those two because,
yeah. I mean, when you think of the ego and the throne, and yeah, I mean, I can.
yeah.
I think for me, there would be a bit more of, and again, this is because I'm older, okay, and
Yeah.
that's the only reason why.
Mhm.
I think like Ric Flair and Sting.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that is a better comparison. You're
I
right.
mean, don't get me wrong. I see your comparison. I,
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
understand it and agree with it, but at the same time, I see it more of a Ric Flair and Sting, a
Yeah.
young, very young Sting.
Mm-hmm.
But
Surfer
it's also
Boys
like
thing.
that big brother, little brother trying to one up the other all the time.
Yeah. Um, and man, this match to me, you said it wasn't a very good match. I'm never going to say Will
Well,
Ospreay has not even a decent match in his life. You think my outlandish with Roman, it's 10 times worse with Will Ospreay. Like he could go out there and have the worst match in history, and I'd be like, it was the greatest thing I've ever seen. Because he can't have a bad match. He could put freaking the professor in the ring and make his ass look good. Even with his heart, his pacer in his chest, he'd make him look good. You know what I'm saying?
But no, I mean, with that match starting again, I wasn't expecting that match to start it out. Um, the TBS Championship four-way match. I know they're trying to bring some passion to that title, and the person they have with the belt right now is the best person for it to have. My world,
Yeah, I don't know.
but they still got a lot of work to do. To me, that was the bathroom match of the night.
To me,
Um,
that was Nate was asleep when that happened. Um, and it came across, you skipped over the Osprey and Kenny face off. Oh,
oh, I
or
was getting to that in here in a minute.
okay, we'll save that. We'll save the
Yeah,
end and the face off for the
yeah,
last
because
thing to talk about.
that one to me was the same as the Willow and
Mercedes,
Mercedes face
yeah.
off. So,
Um,
um,
yeah, I told Nate when because he was on the phone with me when he was watching it. I told him just to skip through that match. There was
mhm,
nothing. There was
yeah,
nothing to. I told him, it was like 2 a.m. and he was like, "Oh, let me watch time." I was like, "All right, I'm gonna go to bed here soon, but I gotta get your reaction to what happened to poor Darby."
right, right.
Like, so I made him skip through it. He stopped at the MJF segment, but that Fatal Four Way, I went and made pizza rolls.
Ooh, I'd go
I
for some
did.
pizza rolls right now.
I didn't care. I still don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about that mid card women's division because it's dog shit.
Well, I mean, they're working on it. It shows they're
I
working
know.
on it.
Yeah, working on it my ass.
Hey, it's still better than WWE's women's division. So, I mean,
No, NXT's got the best one in the world right now.
and honestly, I cannot disagree with that.
So that's my thing with the women's division. I'm interested in the main women's championship because my beautiful black queen will
Well, we'll
become
get to that in a minute.
the queen of
But there were
AEW.
two Continental title matches
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday night, and they were both fantastic.
Yes.
Both absolutely fantastic. We had John
Yes.
Moxley, the champion, going against Switchblade Jay White, and that I truly thought John was going to lose the match.
I didn't think
I
because
I really thought he was going to lose it.
you have to think if he loses going into Wembley, he loses the belt.
Yeah,
Like we're
which I
getting a new
don't
belt.
see him keeping the belt past Wembley.
No, I don't, but I see him going into Wembley as champion.
Yeah. Um, and then
And I think he's gonna fight Nigel McGuinness.
and yeah, that was gonna be my next point of when he won the belt, he had a
Mhm.
bad knee,
Yep.
a very bad knee.
Yep.
Out of all the people right now that are injured in this tournament and are still
Hmm.
moving forward, Nigel McGuinness is hurt. And he had to be escorted off as having people as crutches to get him off the over to backstage.
Hmm.
So was very happy with both matches. Really looking forward to whenever AEW does a tournament like this because they always put on amazing
Amazing.
matches, no matter who is in it, whether how well you know them or not. And
Yep.
it's always a no time limit. Nobody's allowed to interfere. And I think that's the way that matches should be when it comes to something of this much of importance.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, WWE, take some notes.
But my question with this tournament is when it started, I hate to cut you off, but
No, you're good.
if we're doing this tournament, what the fuck is the point of Continental Classic?
Why not have the Continental Classic or this tournament 2 times a year?
Because then we get repetitive and then we'd have the same problem that we're having with WWE.
But it's something new at the moment. AEW hasn't done. Maybe they can improve it. But
Okay.
he also defends that title weekly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is the true workhorse title, and you've got
For
the best guy
AEW.
as champion right now for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give him that credit.
But then we had Crane come out
Ah,
and
my
start
guy.
talking shit.
My guy.
And he found out real fast, hey, you're not going to start talking shit on certain people. And Okada definitely proved that. When Okada came out and put his foot right in dude's ass and
Yeah.
shut him up real fast.
Okada is fantastic. His English is so much better now.
This triple threat match at All In is almost something that I'm looking forward to seeing more than Osprey and Omega.
Yeah, it's up there.
I mean, it is up there. It should co-main event, in my
I
opinion.
agree. I agree.
I cannot tell. Like, I might actually tell the wife and kids, do not bother me during the last two matches if those are the last two. If you're going to come in here and watch, you can react, but no conversation in between because this is perfection in progress.
Yep.
But it, dude, I'm so excited for All In. I can't fully put it into words.
I'm going
Um,
over to that guy's house and we have like a whole spread of food we're planning. Like, and I've already had to apologize to his wife because his wife is a Fed fan, is what I like to call him. She's a
yeah.
casual Fed fan, but she doesn't watch AEW. She doesn't even know the brilliance that is Will Ospreay. So I've already pre-warned her. I said I apologize because she's got to work the next morning. I'm pretty sure. I don't think Nate does, but she
Well,
does.
hey, it starts at noon, so 1 o'clock. It's going
Yeah,
to be
but
like
by
a
the
seven
time
hour
it'll,
performance. It'll be 8 o'clock. She can go to bed and get her sippy cup of milk or whatever and go right to bed. She'll be fine.
but she's never heard us mark out.
Unless
And
that girl gets up at 2 o'clock in the morning to go to work, she'll be just fine.
I'm telling you what, if Osprey wins the belt, we're going to get either a wellness check
Yep.
or a noise complaint.
Well, there will likely be a surprise that night if she sits down and watches it with you guys.
Yeah, well, she will, most likely.
She might surprise you, and she might mark out more than you guys do.
I hope. I hope.
I mean, fingers crossed for positive things here, but you never know.
She doesn't
But
like my MCU opinions.
that's a different topic. Anyways, um, what I forgot to mention was during that there was a trio or not the trios match. It was the in that Continental title match or the Continental Cup match, whatever you want to call it, with
Mhm.
Moxley and Jay White. There were the dogs came out to attack.
The dogs.
And then the demand came out. Or
Hmm.
no, I'm sorry. Um the trios champions came out.
Yeah.
Then the demand came out.
Yeah. Then the
Baldy
demand.
and his band of brothers. Um that's a bad name for the actual great show, so I can't really say that. Anyways, I'll have to come up with something else for that. Hangman and Brodito issued a challenge to everybody that was there. Hey, we want to go to Wembley as well. We're going to put the titles on the line. If you want to get into the action,
We'll be right under the arch.
meet us under the arch.
Show up.
Later in the night, they show Swerve there. I will bet my paycheck, your future paycheck, that is where we see the New Day.
Yes.
If it doesn't happen, Tony, we're going to have some words.
Yeah.
They won't be
Uh,
friendly
we're gonna have some issues, Tony.
because you're making us wait way too long. And
Yeah.
this is the perfect opportunity to see them. Now, even though it's basically already written in the clouds, it's going to happen. If you can't see
Yeah.
this foreshadow, you don't deserve to watch wrestling. It, if this doesn't happen, we're going to be pissed.
Yeah.
But we're still going to mark out like it's the greatest spectacle in the world, even though we
Even
know it
though
should be happening.
Yeah, even though we know it's coming, that's the thing because I would bet my dad's page, I would bet my house
Yeah.
that this is happening at All In, and it's arguably going to be one of the biggest reactions of all time. I feel like,
My
um,
wife will hear me from next door.
yeah, and so here's the thing though, I think it's going to be on the level of Edge's return in the 2021 Royal Rumble. I think
I
it's going
hope
to be
so.
on the level of CM Punk's pop at
Dude, I cried when
Rampage.
Edge returned.
I did too. I bawled like a baby.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I
was
think
so happy.
it's going
Almost
to
broke my TV in the living room and almost woke everybody up in the house when Punk returned at War Games, though.
you about broke your well out of excitement or out of anger.
I just marked out and I just what was in my hands went towards the TV at a reaction, and I'm just so happy I don't have great aim.
Yeah, I got yelled at too. I was crying and this is
Yep.
before I was converted Christian back to being Christian, and I looked up and I was like, there is a God, there is a God, and I was screaming and crying, and she who shall not be named didn't get it at the time. She was like, your sister's trying to sleep. I said, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if I wake my dad up. I've been waiting over 10 goddamn years for this. Leave me the fuck alone. And over the few months she got it because she got the history behind it and everything. Um, but yeah, I think it's going to be on that level of a pop. You know what I'm saying? Where It's not going to be the biggest pop of the night because I think the biggest pop of the night is my bruv, my dog, raising that world championship over his head. But I think it's going to be one of those generational moments that will be played in the annals of AEW's history for years and years and years and years. Um, the only thing I will say, and this might just me being nitpicky, I know it's not possible because he's under a contract with them still, and he's never going to wrestle again. But the fact that either way
Never
you
say
put it,
never. Never say never.
he will never wrestle again, bro. His Do you know his reports?
I know.
His
I know.
whole neck. It wasn't an Ed situation where it was just one. All of his
Yeah.
C1 to C6 is
Oh, I know. Yeah.
gone.
It's
He'll
yeah.
he'll never take another bump again, and it's okay. He did great things while he could,
Yeah.
but it irritates me a little bit. As much as I love Mr. Swerve Strickland, um, it irritates me literally taking Big E's spot in that.
What if they formed a new faction and it was the Nation of Domination 2.0?
They can't use that. I would love to see it. I would. But the thing is, they couldn't even go out there dressed like the Nation of
No,
Domination.
I know. I'm just saying, of like, but what if they evolved it to where they just need one more person?
What would they name it? The Nation of
I don't
Black?
care.
I don't know.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
And when you
I'm
got, Mr. Smoking Weed Nana himself out there, getting them hyped up, and
yep.
I
I think it's going to be generational. I think it's going to be one of the biggest moments of the night. I think it's
it'll be AEW's biggest faction.
yeah, it will definitely be AEW's biggest debut of the year. Um,
Oh, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa.
uh-oh. He just had a light bulb go off.
Just have Hurt Locker join.
Hurt Syndicate.
That the Hurt Syndicate
Oh,
joining would be the most dominant
wait a
faction
minute.
they've ever
What?
had.
I know that we think they're going to join the Swerve, right? Which is probably going to happen. But what if, because we haven't seen the Hurt Syndicate in forever. What if
Who's
they,
to say they don't jump ship from Swerve after winning the titles and join Hurt Syndicate?
yeah, and what if we get like two, because we've been asking for Cedric to head over to AEW for a while. What if we also get the Hurt Syndicate and debut Cedric at all? There's so many possibilities with this. Good grief, man.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Sorry. God, that's a talking point for later.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm on my way to the moon at the moment too.
Yeah, take your
Anyways,
time, man.
the women's championship. I'm going to start
Mhm.
here next because the other part's going to go into a similar conversation like we just had.
Mhm.
I know you weren't a big fan of Willow having the title,
I hate it.
but I love what they're doing with her right now with
I
Monet.
don't. I do with Monet, but I feel like
Yeah, I mean, I know that she's going to be giving Maya World a title shot here soon, either tonight on Collision or Dynamite next week.
next week. Yep.
But I love the new attitude Willow's giving and showing the fierce side of her. But it's Monet that's bringing that out. And this match between them is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But it's not just because Monet's in it. I really do think that with her assistance, that Willow is going to show the evolution side of her. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Willow retained.
No. I will stop watching every women's division that comes on my TV. I will turn it to something else.
The only way I'll be happy if Monet wins the title is if it's shortly after we get the Timeless One's return.
Yeah.
That's the only way I will be excited that Monet wins the title.
Which I've said it multiple times. I think Mercedes Monet is the greatest women's wrestler to ever walk the face of the planet.
I can't
Not
agree
just
with that.
because she's my beautiful black queen and
I
good
can't agree with
God,
that.
good God Almighty. You can't agree with that or argue with it.
I can't agree with that.
There's nobody better. She could have a good match with a fucking blow up doll.
I mean, people would pay to watch that too,
You
but I
damn
mean,
right. you know. But I don't know, man. If Willow retains it all in, I'm done with that women's division. I could care less. Um,
Unless she turns heel.
yeah, but she doesn't work as a heel. I'm sorry. She's one of the I've met her. I had
There
a
was quite a few people I didn't think would work well as a heel, but
Willow don't have that, man. She's too bubbly and too. I don't care if you put a mean streak in her. The person that I have met is one of the nicest people, and I hate to dog you. You are a sweetheart. I love you to death as a person. It's just I don't think you're. I don't think you're world championship material.
mm.
You are the Sami Zayn of AEW.
Oh God damn. Okay. We're going that route.
Yep.
So nope, let's move on. All right. We gotta move on because I got a bone to pick with something else here in a minute. Um the main event of the night was the trios match with the Elite, which was Omega and the Young Bucks versus the Don Callis family, and that was involving
Lay down.
El Clone, Mark Davis, and Jake Doyle. And we knew that the Elite was going to win the match. All right, it's built up for All In. We knew that was going to happen before the match even started. But then there was a great aftermath that
Wait.
after watching the sit down that
Wait.
was pre-recorded, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not really a fan of. We knew that there was going to be some kind of somebody was coming out to have a conversation
Mm-hmm.
afterwards.
Yeah.
And I was so shocked to see the level of heel turn that showed up out of Omega.
Omega plays a great heel.
He does. He truly does. And that's something I never got to see because I never watched him as a heel until now
Yeah, and you weren't
in
watching
AJW.
AEW at the time when he was
No.
had like 15, 16 belts.
Yeah. No,
So
no.
you didn't get this is your first experience with Hill Omega.
Well, I mean, I've seen the clips of him in Japan
Yep.
when he was a heel there, but that's a whole different level of heel
Yep.
compared to, the American
Yeah, it's
wrestling.
different. The crowd works different. Different
Yeah.
things
Oh,
register
the
over there.
crowd is a true gladiator live and die over there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but all this did for Wednesday night was just add fuel to the fire of how much I'm looking forward to All in London.
Mm-hmm.
It really did.
Yeah. I mean, um, Kenny said something about Will's kid, which I'm a firm believer that like if if the other person is okay with it, man, if I have a kid one day, which I will, if somebody came to me and said, "Hey man, you know, it's your kid, you trust me, I want to give him the biggest boot I can and just make it look like I ran go
Yep.
ahead,
Yep.
do
Yep.
it." Like I'm one
I
of
mean,
those
and this
people.
this showed there's a lot of trust between both of them
Yeah,
in
they're
order to do
really,
this.
really, really good friends in real life.
Yeah,
They're like
because
brothers.
if that was me in his shoes, Renee needed to get out of the way,
Yep.
or she would have accidentally gotten some hands.
Yep.
But I would have made sure his face got ripped off from his skull at that point, and I would have used it as toilet paper.
Can you repeat the line that he said about Will's son for us?
No, just because as a father that infuriated me so much. Like there was a level of fire that built up
I mean, my son is
that
technically not even a human. He's a dog, but I literally look at him like my son. Somebody said that about my son. I'm it's
I've
okay.
I've had someone very very close do the exact same similar thing.
Are they still breathing?
The only reason they are is because there was someone else there that prevented me from happening.
Okay.
So that
No, that's
whole
fine.
interview, it was beautifully written. And again, my previous statement, there had to be the
Lay
trust
down.
there between the two of them
Yeah.
prior to do
Yeah. Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
If there wasn't that trust there, I would not have blamed either one of them, whoever was the recipient of that statement, to reach across that table and end that person's life at that time.
Yeah. Yeah. And Will saying, coming out there and saying, what do you got to say to my face after what you said about my 7-year-old son, you prick? Like, it's getting good. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the clip. I sent it to you on Instagram about Tea Time with Will
Yes.
Ospreay.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite things that they've done. It was something really short and really simple and sweet.
Yep.
But uh, yeah, man. he said in the interview, we're going to try to kill each other in Wembley Stadium, and I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen. They're
Oh yeah,
going to try to kill each other, and I'm here for
they are
it.
gonna rewrite the definition of red is green.
Yep, yep. It's
Yep.
going to look like a Terry Funk and Cactus Jack level event in the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. All right,
but let's jump over to what I
let's go over
consider
to
an
that.
okay episode of SmackDown. It was all right.
It had moments that made me chuckle. It had moments that made me scratch my head. It had made moments that made me want to scratch somewhere else because that made more sense. Um, I love the opening, the shit talking with Cody and Randy.
Yeah.
I love that they are continuing this mainly because if it's going to be anyone pulling the Ring of Honor version of Cody that we all want to see, it's going to be Randy.
Yeah.
And I think that is his last mission other than getting the 15th title
Mm-hmm.
before he retires, is
Yeah.
making Cody, or he will be the one remembered for making Cody turn heel.
Yeah.
But I'm just that's one of the main reasons I watched SmackDown was to see where that continued. I'm not a fan of this stipulation where neither one of them are allowed to go after each other or neither one of them get a title shot. I think that's BS.
Well, it kind of prevents one of them from killing each other before they get their hands on each other, though.
But it builds to the story of let them kill each other every week. They did the same thing with there for a while. It was a trend where it's a non whatever scripted or non whatever match. You can go out there. We're just let you guys go at it.
Unsanctioned. Yep.
Yeah, the unsanctioned. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. But they were doing that so often there for a while, and they stopped doing that after Sammy and Kevin almost killed each other. Um, until now, probably because that's probably what's going to happen next week. But they're making the match for Sunday Night Raw or Saturday night or Sunday Night Main Event, whatever you want to call it.
Is it this Saturday or next Saturday?
Next Sunday, or no, it's the first weekend of September,
Okay.
September the 6th. And honestly, I love the fact that Haku got censored prior to going out there because, like I told you last night, that man is one hard fart away from dislocating his entire body. It's he goes out there. But I love the fact that he was telling his kids, let's go out there and show who the fuck they really are or who they're really fucking with. And I love the fact that he got censored, except the fact that they just let him be him, which I loved that.
Yeah.
Just do whatever. If we have to censor you, we'll censor you. Just whatever. Just go be you.
Here's the thing though with him. They let him be him because you ain't gonna tell him no.
They're too scared, and I don't blame them.
And
They're
no.
in their right damn mind. Even
This is a man who ripped a grown man's nose off.
Yes, like
That's
even
not a legend.
stated, I'm scared shitless of this guy.
That's not a legend at this point. It's not a folk tale. It legit happened. There was multiple accounts from multiple people that he bit a grown man's nose off.
Yes.
I'm not telling him no.
No. But the other reason I watched, and I'm not gonna lie, is to see Blake Monroe. I was interested to see her first match. If it was gonna be worth a damn or not, besides the fact of how gorgeous she is, if it was gonna be worth a damn or not, and honestly, it wasn't.
No. Well, I think she's done better in AEW. I don't think they've used her properly in WWE.
Yeah. She was I can't believe I'm saying this because I loved her in AEW and really had high hopes for her in WWE. But she is the Wish.com Toni Storm in WWE.
Oh no, that's not.
Because the way WWE is using her at the moment, and she is the Wish.com version of Toni Storm, of timeless Toni Storm. Yeah. Or Temu version, whichever one you want to say, the Walmart brand. I don't care.
The great value, Toni Storm.
Yeah, she's the great value, Toni Storm. But I hope that they realize this and correct it because they have gold if they would use her correctly. But right now, you got that artificial gold jewelry that puts green around your finger. Baron Corbin had a nice little moment with Mr. Leftovers and the young pup that came out there, and I like the fact that he came out there without the belt.
Because hopefully they get rid of that goddamn.
Oh well, he flat out said that that belt's getting a haircut. So hopefully they do something and make it look respectable again. But I'm interested to see for Saturday or Sunday Night Raw or main event again, whatever you want to call it.
Saturday night's main event, folks.
Yeah, it's Corbin versus Yachty. He has 5 minutes to last without getting killed.
He can do that.
And if he survives this, then it has to be Corbin versus Mr. Leftovers again one more time for the belt. But I still
Yeah.
think I think he had Leftovers is not going to get the championship back. I think they're going to keep it on Corbin for a little while.
Well, yeah, but I
Um,
think the 5 minutes. Yachty's quick. Yachty's fast. You know what I'm saying?
but
All he got to
still,
do is
Corbin's
tire.
pretty quick too, and he's got that martial arts background, so he just needs to get a hold of him, and that could be end of games, end of days, whatever you want to call it for him. Pun
You
intended.
can't kill Yachty. I don't. I like Yachty. I don't want to see Yachty die. We forgot to talk about one
They
thing
killed
on
the
Dynamite.
gingerbread man. It's not a problem.
I'll talk about that in a second. We forgot to cover one thing on Dynamite.
All right,
Darby
let's
Allin almost fucking died.
well, I was gonna save that. Sorry.
Okay, never mind,
That
never
was
mind,
that
never
was
mind.
my what the fuck moment for the of the
Okay, yeah, 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 yeah.
so um they had another bathroom break match, but this is where I have a problem with WWE. Whenever you put a title on somebody, you're supposed to make them feel like they're untouchable and extremely strong for at least a few months until you get that next person up there.
Yeet.
Why do you seem to have a problem doing this with Chelsea Green? It's been long overdue for her to have the title.
Mhm.
And yet, I don't know if it's Michael Hayes or if it's someone else in creative that is just putting a thumb down on her this entire time. But unleash her like we saw with her and Penta.
Yeah.
Unleash the side we really need to see. Stop making her the joke with the belt. Because she's not a damn joke. She's one of the truest warriors you've got in that locker room. But it's absolutely ridiculous and shameful that they are doing this to her, one of the best that they have in that locker room. And I truly would say that she's better than Charlotte Flair. She's better than Becky. You just haven't given her the damn opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unleash her the way that she needs to be unleashed and just watch the magic be amazing. You saw the pop that she got when she actually pulled that belt down and she sat on top of that ladder.
Yep.
That wasn't a great match. But the fact that the pop she got from the fans, for once, give us what we're asking for and just unleash this woman and let her be in control of that locker room, whether it's on SmackDown or it's on Raw. Let her be Chelsea.
Yeah.
Not a joke. Let her be Chelsea. And then let her husband, who I thought was amazing last week, going after Gunther the way he did, standing up for his wife and just punched that bastard right in the mouth. That was TV gold. The only gold you had last week on SmackDown. So how about continue the gold streak that you've had so that SmackDown's no longer a joke every night? As someone who's
Uh,
been watching wrestling for over 40 years.
I've been watching for 20.
When you have something that is gold, fucking use it. And the people that you've been using as jobbers for the longest time, they don't need to be jobbers anymore. They can be elevated up to another rank. And these are the ones that need to be your so-called future of the company. You brought Cardona back for a reason. Use him as that correct reason. Instead of making him the jobber to bring up these younger talents. You brought him back for more than that. You know it. So do the right thing.
Well, honestly, I don't know if they know it or not. I think they brought him back just because Chelsea Green was on the roster and they needed him off the Indies because he was
Well, if
making
that's the
money.
case, then you need to bring back Buddy Matthews because you got Rhea on the roster
Oh, it'll happen eventually.
eventually, but they're taking way too much time.
Well, he just got cleared not too long ago, so
Well, yeah, but still, they
give
they
us some
could have
time.
done this a lot sooner than what they've been doing.
Yeah, I get your frustrations. Do you even want to talk about that ending? I don't think it's worth talking about.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you talk about it because you were very frustrated.
I'm not a fan of the lazy writing. Do Sammy and Kevin have great chemistry together? Yes, because they're best friends in when it's unscripted.
They've wrestled each other for over 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, these guys know each other so well. You could probably blindfold them both, and they'd still put on a banger of a match.
Yep.
Um, still better than many people's best days. But but it's so damn predictable that Sammy was going to get involved last night. I really
Yep.
thought Kevin was going to win the match. I was hoping he was going to at one point, honestly. But the interference with Sammy, I was not happy about. It made more sense from Monday night when Dominic Mysterio got in the way and threw Javon Evans into that post, then Big Cass could destroy him more after that because that took away his momentum. It made more sense than that, then it makes more sense to me for Sammy to get involved in the match Friday night.
Yeah.
That should have been a clean one-on-one match with Punk and Kevin Owens. The fact that Sammy even came out there, we knew that he was going to get involved. We knew he was going to cost Kevin the match so that they can have another storyline, which again, they put on great matches together, but it didn't need to happen yet. They rushed it. And it's because they can't think of anything else to do.
No, they suck.
So I challenge WWE, if you're watching this, you get to watch it. I challenge you to actually do something original
Or just hire us in a writer's room. I could fix
and
a lot of things.
don't recreate something that you do every 6 months.
Yeah.
Because Michael
Yeah.
Cole was right about that 20 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's to the point where I'm on a big Wolverine kick right now. Of course, the Wolverine game comes out in literally like 3 weeks. Can't wait for that. So I decided to watch a movie that I've seen about 62 times, and it's instead of watching SmackDown, I watched the Wolverine. And I didn't really miss much.
You know, the one thing I do want to take away from last night, I saw the video that after the show went off the air, they were getting Punk out of the ring. He collapsed.
Yep.
And
Good
Phil,
story.
I truly hope you're okay. That did not look like it was scripted.
He'll be all right.
I truly hope you're okay because here recently, I'm hoping this is kayfabe because here recently with matches, you have at the end of the match, your legs have given out. You're showing like an 8-year old. Again, I mean you are older,
He's
but
working us, brother. I'm telling you.
I hope it truly is a work because you're one of my favorites and I really hope you're okay.
He's working us, brother. I will never.
And your mask last night, fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you had Larry's paw prints on the mask,
Yep.
dude,
Good touch.
the
Good
guy that
touch.
created your mask, that was awesome.
Yeah, good touch. That Camp Crystal Lake reboot's coming out soon, so really excited about that. Been waiting a
With
few
me
years.
both.
Jason
Because I've been
Voorhees.
told, from what I've read, it's going to be gory as hell.
I'm excited about that.
It's going to make Welcome to Derry look like a little child's episode.
Jason Voorhees is my favorite horror icon of all time. So very excited. That made me pop when I saw the mask. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Like
I'm up there after Kevin kicked it across the off the step and down the ramp.
yeah. But I think that's it for this episode of Main Event Mafia. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry that we keep talking shit about WWE.
Constructive criticism. We are still
It is
fans.
constructive, but it's not constructive if they don't listen. And this is my biggest problem with them right now. And I'm going to say something that they're going to watch and they're going to be like, oh, you don't listen to your fucking fan base. You don't listen to your fucking consumer. You got fucking Mario or Wani or whatever I'm about to get mad. You got the fucking idiot, the Nick Khan dude that knows nothing about wrestling, doesn't know how it fucking works. You got this dude who, mind you, thought Pat McAfee could be the next Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Get TKO the fuck away from your product. Do something.
Compromise with us here. If you're not going to listen to us on the part of creative and whatnot, do me at least a favor and cut back on the commercials.
They're not going to do
Or
that.
do picture in picture so that we can still watch what we came here to watch, whether we're paying for the pay-per-view or we're watching on cable TV. Make your mind up. Do one of the two.
It's not for us anymore.
No, it's for the shareholders, and
Yeah,
that's what's really
exactly.
annoying.
That's
Because the
what's pissing
fans
me
mean
off.
more than your shareholders. Yes, they pay the bills, but so do the fans. 'Cause the fans that
The fans pay
people
more
watch it
bills
every
than the
week,
shareholders do.
the fan,
Ticket sales.
yeah, the
Mm.
ticket sales, the merchandise, everything, and the viewership every week. Make your
And
minds up, guys.
that's what keeps Netflix interested, not the fucking billion-dollar company that you sold out to. It's your viewership. And if you keep doing the stupid shit that you're doing, and I'm just being blunt with you, that viewership's going to fucking plummet. It's going to go down, and I'm going to say it, you're going to be the modern day WCW. Because at what point because at this point, if you keep doing this and you keep making your fan base mad, and I know there's some WWE marks that don't understand this business, like, oh, no, WWE's better than AEW. No, they're fucking not. Not even close. It's like if somebody looked at me and said, "You're a better basketball player than Michael Jordan." Yeah, okay. No, it don't, and it infuriates me. I understand we're all entitled to our own fucking opinions, but there's these stupid internet marks that want to not give AEW any credit and say WWE's better. AEW is the modern day WCW. Mind you, you stupid fucking marks, do your goddamn research. They've already been in business longer than WCW.
Yep.
They've done more in the past 6 years than WCW did in their whole fucking life cycle.
Yep.
So if anybody is the modern WCW, it's WWE. I saw somebody say
100%.
about AEW, and we'll close this episode out after this. Somebody said on social media the other day they were doing it like doing their own podcast, and they said their biggest problem with AEW is there's too much wrestling on AEW and not enough storytelling.
On AEW?
Yes, this idiot, this fucking internet mark that sits on his Twitter computer and just wants to complain about stupid shit, said that there's too much wrestling and not enough storytelling on AEW. Are you fucking blind?
Yeah, I'm mm, okay. I can't do
Yeah,
anymore. I'm getting a headache.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a headache.
yeah. It made my head hurt. But with that
Hmm.
being said, like I said, if you don't fix your fucking product, you're eventually going to have to sell your company again, and it's not going to be to no fucking billion-dollar company. It's going to be to Tony Khan.
I would much rather Vince McMahon come back and take control.
Please.
Or let's just finally do the new Night Wars and go against AEW.
Yeah.
I would rather
Please.
see that than see where it's continuing now.
No, because it's not for us. I fell in love with this business because they listened to us. They put the belt on guys that we wanted most of the time.
Yeah.
They cared
Or
about
if they didn't
us.
put it on who we wanted, they made it interesting.
Yes. And they cared about us, and they told us that we don't run this company, you do.
Yep.
The universe. We listen to you. We love you. We wouldn't be here without you. Where the fuck did that mindset go?
Yeah, we left a long time ago.
Yeah, fuck it. And I know we're like we said in a few episodes, we're trying to get in good graces with them. We really are, but we are 100% obvious. The point of this podcast and the reason it's so raw, and I'm working on an intro for us, but the reason it has this raw indie feel is because we're raw and indie. We're not corporate sellout motherfuckers. Like we're not going to be that. We're going to be if we don't like something, we're going to tell you, hey, we don't like it. We're going to tell you, hey, this was fucking stupid. And we've said that about AEW quite a few times on this show. A lot of people say that we're nothing but an AEW podcast and all this. Make it to where we can be both. Make it to where I give a fuck about your product. Make it interesting for me and make it
Yeah.
to where I don't have to fucking go, oh God, I gotta watch Monday Night Raw. I literally wait till Raw goes off so I can fast forward through the fucking episode. And I
And then
don't
you got to
watch
worry about
Smack.
edits that ruin part of it that might have been great. Like the other week when Becky had a great line against Liv Morgan.
Yeah,
They edited the best part of it out. Like
yeah. And here's the thing.
it
I'm
defeats the
gonna
purpose.
start watching NXT. I have to now because my main one's there. But he's the only reason I'm watching that fucking product.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with this week's episode. I think the Dion Lennox and Sugar stuff is going to be great next week. They're in a steel cage match against each other, and he said, "Bring the weapons too." I think they're going to beat the ever loving shit out of each other.
Yep.
I'm very excited about that. But the only reason I give two fucks about NXT is about two names, and that's Jackson Drake and Zilla Fatu. I don't care about nobody else. Fenrir, be good. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close this episode out because we gotta do something else. But I love you guys so much, and we are not being assholes when we say it. Your product sucks. And anybody that can't see that, you don't need to be watching fucking wrestling. When Drew's how old is she? 9, 8, 9, 10. Oh my gosh. When his 10-year-old daughter can look at the TV and go, "Oh, you watching 8?" Oh, it's just SmackDown. She don't know the difference between a work. She don't know what a shoot means yet. She don't know what a heel is, don't know what a baby face is yet. And she can look at you and say, "Oh, you're just watching SmackDown? I don't care. I'm gonna go play FNAF." Like,
Yeah.
Fix it. Please.
Yep.
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching this episode. I want to thank Magic Fingers for joining us once again. I want to thank everybody that says that we ride AEW's dick or whatever. Yeah, make us to where we can't. Make us to where we have to share our selves. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We will catch you in the next one. And remember, one valuable lesson that you learn from this podcast every week is do not fuck with the mafia.